Hi, this is Jim Durick, and I'm here with Charlie Shaughnessy. We'd like to welcome you once again to the 27th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade right here in downtown Woodbridge, New Jersey. And as we open the parade, we can see the lead unit coming right down Main Street. The escort for the parade, as usual, are the Woodbridge Township Police Department. And this year they're followed by Company C, the 2nd Battalion, Cold Steel 113th Infantry. They are Combat Arms Unit, National Guard, being led by Sergeant Anthony Davis. Charlie, got quite a view here this year for the parade for a change, right from the Main Street Coffee House. It's a little nippy out there.
Yeah, it's great that the Main Street allow us to be in here, and it's quite busy because of us being here, I think, Jim, with all the noise in the background, but I don't think that's going to distract us from broadcasting today. It's quite an impressive group, the Company C, 2nd Battalion. They look like they're ready to go into combat right as we speak.
They have a streamer with them that's embroidered with the beaches of Normandy. Of course, we all know a lot of attention has been brought to that recently, Charlie, the servicemen that served in World War II and the invasion of Normandy. And we certainly give them a very heartfelt welcome. There's the Woodbridge Police Hazmat Unit, the Mobile Communications Center, actually, that's in view right now. And we're zeroing in on that, the TAC 1 unit. And as you probably know, Charlie, that Woodbridge Township Police recently received a nationwide certification for their professionalism and service.
They're always ready, and the leader of the hazmat is John Ferguson. And they're always at all the parades, and anytime there's a problem, they're out there.
And there's a little Irish man, I think it is, a little lad, who's nice and warm in his carriage there, all wrapped up. I think we're rather fortunate today, Charlie, after the weather that we had yesterday. It was, wow, thunderstorms in March, and we'd like to have a special welcome to the veterans from the Menlo Park Veterans Home. They're in your view right now. The Channel 35 cameras are focusing in that direction, and we've just shifted to, I guess that's a early celebration of Easter with the ears.
Yeah, there's a few cancellations today because of the weather, I guess, but in all, I think we'll have well over 100 units this year, Jim.
I think it is over 100 units. As usual, the parade here in Woodbridge, Charlie, is very well attended. And as I indicated as we were opening, it is the 27th year of the St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Woodbridge. It's sponsored by the American Irish Association of Woodbridge Township, Charlie. And I know you've been a member for a long time. Why don't you give us a little bit of background on how the organization was founded and its purpose?
The organization was founded in 1966 by Joe Jackson and Michael McGovern. Both are Island residents, and they took it upon themselves to organize this group. And how they did it was they looked in the phone book and they took all the Irish-sounding names, made contacts, and that's how they really started it. And the purpose of it was actually to keep the Irish tradition alive. Our goals are to, well, of course, promote the Irish culture, hold high the name and reputation of the Irish and Irish Americans, and of course commemorate St. Patrick's Day, which we do every year. Prior to 27 years ago, we used to participate in the Newark Parade and Bayonne, Perth Amboy, South Amboy. So we were always involved with parades, but now we've had our own for the past 27 years, and hopefully it continues for at least another 27 years.
Right, and one of the primary goals, as you said, was to respectfully commemorate St. Patrick's Day, and the parade is certainly one of the ways that we do it. We had a wonderful opening ceremony at the Town Hall building this morning, actually put together by the administration, Mayor Jim McGreevy. Always a beautiful affair, and with some Irish storytelling, some Irish joke telling,
Singing.
Irish singing, and
But the highlight of it was the Castlereagh County Roscommon Brass and Reed Band. They came from Ireland to participate in New York St. Patrick's Day Parade as well as the Newark Parade, and they graciously came here this morning and played several songs, and under the leadership of an individual named O'Flanagan, I think his name was.
that's right. Native of Ireland, they put on a terrific musical segment for us, and they were brought here as kind of a surprise by the state Democratic chairman, Tom Gitlin. We have in view right now the Woodbridge Township Hazmat Unit, and we'd salute all of you. Whenever there's an emergency situation in town that requires a special and prompt response, these are the men and women that we look to, and we salute you and welcome you to our parade. And as usual, Charlie, plenty of equipment, plenty of trucks, all decked out for St. Patrick's Day Parade with the shamrock and the... Oh, and here we have in view right now one of the 3 high schools in Woodbridge Township. This is the Polonia High School Marching Patriots, and we'd like to welcome them.
Their leader is Jeff Nordau. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
That's Jeff Nordall. He's the music and band director, and I say hello to Mr. Nordall. He also had a Christmas pageant over there at Colonial High School. My son Michael actually played piano for him, so I know Mr. Nordall well, and I'm sure I'm going to recognize a few faces. Perhaps we can just tune in and listen to the Colonia Marching Patriots. And there's our Grand Marshal of this year's St. Patrick's Day Parade, Frank Kilmurray. Frank is marching with his family, his wife Lynn, his sons Kevin, Christopher, Thomas. There was 3 children. He's from the Seawarren section of Woodbridge Township. His grandparents hail from Ireland, counties Limerick, Clare, Cork, and Tyrone. Frank has been an active participant not only in the American Irish Association of Woodbridge, but in many other Irish associations as well, including the Rawway Hibernians, which we had a little history lesson about the other day. She's also accompanied by our Irish Person of the Year, Kathleen Kennelly, who's from the Ford section of Woodbridge Township. Her grandparents, again, both are from Ireland, counties Limerick and Cork. She has 2 children, William and Mary Louise Russo. And in view right now are some of the past Grand Marshals. Our this year's parade chairman, waving to the crowd up front, is John Keaveney. Buddy Costello, former Grand Marshal.
Jack Casey.
Jack Casey, a former Grand Marshal. We welcome you. There's our township officials, of course, Mayor Jim McGreevy. And we know that his family hails from Ireland. And with him are the council members, Carol Ehrlich, Bob Luban. Council president this year is Pat Osborne. Vice President Kevin Wirtz. Other council members are Jim Carroll, Brenda Velasco, Charlie Kenny from the First Ward, Rick Delina, Frank Pelsman, and as I said, Bob Luban. And there's Assemblyman John Wisniewski is present and marching. I'm sure Assemblywoman Arlene Frisch is there, although we don't see her right now. And I know that Senator Joe Vitale from the 19th District was at the flag raising this morning, and I hope we'll see him later.
And there's Mike LaPola, too.
And Mike LaPola, who is the congressional hopeful for our district here. And we welcome you, Mike. He was at the ceremony this morning. And good luck. We now have in view the New York City Department of Corrections Emerald Pipe Band under the leadership of Bob Hanley. And there's Bob in our camera's view right now. He's been a participant for many years with us, Charlie.
He's also a Grand Marshal,
right.
past Grand Marshal.
And let's just tune in to the peals of the bagpipes.
The New York Department of Corrections, they were first place last year in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. So you can imagine what an honor that is with the number of bands that participate in that parade. But they were first place in 1999.
And of course, the group that sponsors this parade, Charlie, that you and I have both been members of for a while, the American Irish Association of Woodbridge Township. And that beautiful banner that they put together, and in the lead is our very own St. Patrick.
Oh, Joe Fennelly made it. Here's a guy that just come off a sickbed to make it to the parade.
We welcome you, Joe, and we certainly
Good job, Joe.
wish you well. Glad that you're here.
Unbelievable.
And there's the club members, all decked out in their
Is that my bride?
Irish capes. That is your bride, Margaret Shaughnessy. There's Diane McGovern. Our president this year is Mike McGovern.
Pat
Number of the
Riley,
other-
Jill Shoesmith, numerous members of our organization. Bob Sullivan came in from, where does he live? Stewartville. Jack Jones.
And there's somebody that's near and dear to me. That's my mom, Terry Durek,
Oh, Connie O'Donnell.
maiden name of Owens.
Connie O'Donnell and Joe Ward.
And while the American Irish Association is passing within view, I'd like to recognize the club president, Mike McGovern, Charlie, our vice president, Jim McNichol, recording secretary, Ken Stiles, corresponding secretary, financial secretary, Mark Lewis, treasurer, Tom Henderson, sergeant at arms, and this year's parade chair, John Keaveney, board of directors, Justin McCarthy, Charlie Shaughnessy, myself, Pat Burns, Joe Fennelly, and George D. Aston. There are some of our
Senior members.
senior members and not so senior members.
Yeah, some little ones.
We'd also like to recognize our Miss American Irish this year, Jamie Jaskat, and her lady in waiting, and they're in view right now, Melissa Golis. And last year's Miss American Irish, Kate Keaveney.
But a nice looking cars. Who donated them? Jim Sansone?
Yeah, the
Should you give them
cars are donated by Sansone Route 1 Auto Mall. And there's
Sister
that.
Susan?
Miss American Irish, lady in waiting, and last year's Miss American Irish. Jamie Jascott is from Woodbridge. She goes to Collier High School. She plays soccer. She would like to major in special ed, and Melissa Golis is a student at Bishop Park. She's in the band and the musical. We have an actress and a singer, Crazy for You. And in view right now, Charlie, is the float that's put together every year by members of the American Irish Association.
Alice Goodhart Sinatra.
Sinatra.
Not,
Alice Goodhart is a
relation
member,
no relation to Frank.
but she did marry Frank Sinatra. She is Mrs. Frank Sinatra.
She recently had a baby, and that was great of her to come out. And evidently, she did that this morning, put this book together.
Charlie, here's another group that very near and dear to the hearts of the American Irish, too. This is Project Children. Dot Ashton has been a longtime member of our club. And this is a group that hosts families, children that come from Northern Ireland every year. And as we know, the prospects for peace are growing more and more. We've had a little bit of problems in the recent past, but over the years, the terrible war-torn Northern Ireland has certainly been no place for children. Project Children actually brings those kids over here to stay with families through the summers. They've done a tremendous job showing kids life and a lifestyle that is something other than fear and violence and literally bombs going off in their neighborhoods. And let's all just hope and pray that there is a truly lasting and just peace in Northern Ireland.
This is the first division now, Jim. The honor division just passed. Now we're starting off with the first division.
And this, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie, is the Legionnaires Senior Marching Band of Carteret Post 263, under the leadership of band manager George King, bandmaster Dave Marguerites, color guard captain Warren Horn, band secretary Gene Axon. And let's just look and listen for a little bit. Just passing out of view, we're the North Jersey chapter of the 82nd Airborne Division Association under the leadership of Blair Rush, and we'd like to welcome you. This is an association that was actually chartered by an act of Congress. And we're looking at American Legion Color Guard Post 102. This again is a color honor guard unit under the leadership of none other than Arthur Godfrey. I remember Arthur Godfrey.
We got Frank Sinatra, Arthur Godfrey.
I was a little kid. And with them are the Ladies Auxiliary Unit. And we'd like to welcome you. And the Channel 35 cameras right now are, well, were. Now we're back. The camera's focusing on the Company A, 7th Virginia Cavalry. This group was organized in 1977. They represent Confederate Civil War reenactors, and they represent the cavalry in the Civil War. They're under the leadership of Lieutenant Bill Winslow. They have annual Civil War weekends at Parker's Press right here in Woodbridge Township. Charlie, that's actually become quite a big thing recently, the Civil War and various roundtables that study the Civil War and different battles, and it's really quite interesting. I mean, it's not something that I'm deeply into, but I know a lot of it's going on.
And in fact, Jay Jorgensen, isn't he
Jay Jorgensen
colonel or something in that?
Jay Jorgensen, who's an attorney, who's a municipal court judge in town. He's a friend of mine, is very active, and is in the process of writing a book on one particular battle. Right.
And this is just part of our history. You can see that's looks like an Irish flag they have in the middle, the old Erin Go Bragh.
And I would surmise that they are the authentic uniforms that were worn by the cavalry, the Virginia cavalry. And we have some authentic dresses of the women marching with them.
Thank God they don't have horses with them though, right, Jim? Up this front?
Good thing. And I guess this year we're not going to have any muskets firing. I was always afraid that somebody nearby was going to have a heart attack. Oh, we seem to have a little pause here in the parade, Charlie. And maybe we can do a little Irish history while we're waiting for some time to pass. And I have this wonderful little book, So You Think You're Irish, and has all kinds of information and some fascinating little bits of information. For example, according to the 1980 U.S. Census, there are 43 million Americans that claim Irish history, either whole or in part. And of that amount, 25% claim solely Irish history. Charlie, you know how many United States presidents have all or part Irish ancestry?
I see.
As you're
17.
looking over my shoulder at the answer in the book. 17. That's right.
But you know, one thing I think about at this parade, Jim, is all our members that have passed to the beyond better world, I guess. And you think of guys like George Marion and Mickey Coughlin, who just
Just this past year.
Eileen Caleri. I know Bob White was a big supporter of this parade. He always came in with the River Watch, with the Hope.
Eleanor Falari just passed a couple of weeks ago.
There's These are Second World reenactors. I see Debbie McGuinn and her husband Ed.
These are World War II veterans. They're weapons carriers. And we can see actually on the side of that one Jeep some pretty impressive looking weapons. I see an automatic rifle pointed in the direction of the people who are lining the street, and
Machine gun out the window.
in view right now, I believe, is Boy Scout Troop number 57 of Most Holy Rosary Church under the leadership of Ben Della Pietro, who is their scoutmaster. And following them is the Port Reading Volunteer First Aid Squad, Port Reading, New Jersey. That's one of the sections of Woodbridge Township under the leadership of Captain Matthew Brill and President Brian Small. Again, this is just, every year we do this, Charlie, I'm impressed by the number of volunteers that come out to the parade. You're talking people that volunteer for First Aid Squad, volunteer fire squads, volunteer for the hazmat, the hazardous materials unit, the Boy Scouts, the Cub Scouts. It's really a tribute to the volunteerism that makes the community run, that moves a community like Woodbridge. And I know that, since he's been mayor here in Woodbridge Township, one of the things that Jim McGreevy's talked about constantly is the importance of community and the importance of volunteerism, because that's actually what makes Woodbridge in any town what it is.
Thank God.
This
The
is
sun may be out soon, Jim.
the Blue Knights, New Jersey, Chapter 3. They're a motorcycle club, obviously, all decked out for St. Patrick's Day in green. And their
Organized.
president is George Perry.
They were organized in 1977.
And they are very active. Their questionnaire indicates they're active in community service work, something that we were just talking about. Coming into view right now is the Rockland Scottish Pipes and Drums Pipe Band. Pipe Major Gordon Fraser. We'd like to welcome you again. What would a St. Patrick's Day parade be without a pipe and drum band, Charlie? You gotta have it, right?
Must.
And very impressive costumes. And let's just listen to some drums and bagpipes.
The pipe major is Gordon Fraser, and there's 13, count them. They said 13, it looks like there may be more, but there's 13 in the band. They were organized in 1963, and at present Gordon Fraser is the pipe major. The AOH of Rawway is now in field.
Under the leadership of Ed Cosgrove, and he was a former Grand Marshal Charlie, and they are followed by the Rawway High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC under the leadership of Sergeant Major G.E. Henry.
This group was organized in 1995. And they were ranked number 1 in the Northeast.
That's quite an impressive distinction. Drill team was ranked number 1 in the Northeast, and the unit was ranked as number 1 Marine Corps school in the Northeast. So we salute you and congratulate you and welcome you. Charlie, here's another group that has marched, well, not that particular group right now. They may have been here, maybe 4 or 5 years at most, I'd say. And I think little supporters of Mike LaPola for Congress. I see the balloons that they have.
Look at this.
This is the Somerset County 4-H Go-Kart Club. They're from Bridgewater.
Charlie, this group has actually been in our parade for a number of years.
Correct.
They have boys and girls members ages 10 to 18, and that their leader is Emmett Henderson.
The Rollway Police Honor Guard was supposed to be in the parade, but they tell me there was a fire or something happened in Rollway that they couldn't make it. So
And we're looking at some of our viewers, and my goodness, I think we've got a leprechaun with a pot of gold. What a lucky little guy. He found the pot of gold. We're going to be getting set up outside in just a moment here. Charlie Shaughnessy is going to be setting up outside, and we'll be interviewing congressional hopeful, Democratic hopeful, Mike LaPola in just a minute. Meanwhile, we'll watch our Somerset County 4-H Go-Kart Club little fellas and little ladies have some fun spinning around the street of Main Street, Woodbridge Township, state of New Jersey, USA. And despite the weather, as we look down Main Street, now we can see that actually Main Street is fairly crowded. Thank goodness, no rain. A little overcast, a little chilly, a little breeze, but all in all, not too bad. Okay, we're going to go now to the street.
7th Congressional District.
Charlie Shaughnessy to interview congressional hopeful Mike LaPola.
With me is Mike LaPola. He's a candidate for the congressional district, the 7th Congressional District. And Mike comes from Union County, and he came all the way here to Woodbridge to help us celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Mike, what do you think about parade?
It's a great parade. Yesterday, I got to walk in the Union Parade, and unfortunately, there's torrential downpour, so it's nice to see that people have the opportunity to come out. It's a great parade, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Mike. As you know, yesterday at the Union Parade, it rained. Last year, we had the rain. This year, we have the better weather. So we'll go back to the booth.
Thanks, Charlie, and thanks, Mike LaPola. We welcome you back to the parade in the warmth and comfort here of the Main Street Coffee House. Mike LaPola is the Democratic hopeful for Congress to replace Bob Franks, who will be stepping down this year. And I must say, on a little personal note, that I've heard Mike speak, and I've seen him at the Woodbridge Democratic Convention, and he's impressive. And I certainly wish him a lot of luck. I think he'll represent our district very well. We have another one of our marching bands. It's the Ocean County Emerald Society Pipe and Drum Band. They hail from the shore of New Jersey, the beautiful New Jersey Shore area, under the leadership of Bernie Snyder, who's the band master. Pipe major is Tom Carroll. Vice President Rudy Trokin. And again, let's just listen a bit to the peals of these bagpipes. And currently in view is the Union County Emerald Society. And marching with them are the representatives from the Shannontown Council, Charlie, County Clare, Ireland, as they've marched for the past number of years.
About 5 years.
This year, they have the Mayor, Patricia McCarthy, Town Clerk Tom McCormick, Councilman Michael McKee, Nolan K. McCormick, and Christopher Walsh. The Union County Emerald Society has been very supportive of our club for the past number of years. We really would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation and thanks. We welcome you again, and we welcome the Shannontown Council once again to the Woodbridge Township St. Patrick's Day Parade.
In fact, John Casey was last year's Grand Marshal. And on their letter here, Jim, is very interesting. This quote, like the warmth of the sun and the light of the day, may the luck of the Irish shine bright on your day. And the sun isn't too bright, but it was a good day.
Well, I think the sun is basically in the expressions of all the people that are participating in the parade and obviously having a very good time, as represented by that young Colleen in the green derby who's waving to everybody.
That's the Bucket Brigade in South Amboy.
And they're another group that have marched with us for a number of years.
I guess since they organized in '82, they've been with us.
We have a new participant this year, Charlie, I believe, in the Ford pickup truck is Mrs. Globe organization, Karen Caballero. She's Miss New Jersey Globe 1999 with her 3 children.
Nice green car.
Tracy Kemble founded the pageant with the hope of raising public awareness to the problem of domestic violence, an important issue. It's a fundraiser for WIN, Women in Need. It's a crisis outreach center for domestic violence victims, and we'd like to welcome you. Again, another worthwhile cause. Here's a fine green wool cap to keep somebody warm on a little bit of a chilly day here. And Charlie, what would our parade be without a float and throwing some candy out along the line of march to the various children? And here's the Woodbridge Corvette Club. It's another group that has participated with us for a number of years.
1978. Dennis Thorne is the leader, and they've won numerous trophies in this parade and other parades, I assume. They have approximately 25 cars, all Corvette.
There's a vintage Corvette, as you can see right now. I don't know, Charlie. I'm not a Corvette guy. How about yourself?
I like
Beautiful car, but
the Lincoln.
kind of a four-door sedan guy. But certainly, it's always an impressive turnout. It's nice to see you.
John, right here. Oh, three of them.
We like the shamrocks and all the green, and happy St. Patrick's Day, and we wish all of you a happy St. Patrick's Day.
When I was talking to Mike, I forgot to mention that he has Irish roots on his mother's side, and one of his aunts is a member of our Irish Association. I wanted to ask him that, and I forgot. Hope he forgives me.
Now, here's a little bit of Irish trivia, Charlie. We see a lot of shamrocks, and much is made of the shamrock during the St. Patrick's Day parade. But what plant is generally considered to be the legendary shamrock? Clover, thistle, watercress, or the yellow trefoil?
I would have said the clove, but that's not right.
No, the answer is the yellow trefoil. So there's a little bit of Irish trivia. And if the question comes up for you, if you're on Regis Philbin's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you can probably clinch that one nice and easily. Remember, it's the yellow trefoil.
They're like seagulls.
And Charlie, while we're at it, what has been described as 4 feet long, 1 foot wide, 9 inches high, and worth over $30 million. Booker Kells, Bar and Mulligan's Pub. I would think that'd be a good guess. The Cross of Cong or the Blarney Stone.
I would say all of them are worth a lot of money, but you have marked off the Blarney Stone, so I'll go with the Blarney Stone. How much do I win?
Final answer?
Final answer. What do I win?
It is. It's the Blarney Stone.
I've been there. I've kissed the Blarney Stone.
I'm sure you have. I have no doubt about that. I've known you a long time. And in the television screen right now for our viewers are the Central Jersey Leathernecks Detachment, the Marine Corps League. It's a veterans organization. Well, we're back to the Corvettes right now.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, right there.
No, that's your hair. Hair color.
There we are with the Leathernecks. They are a color guard unit.
Organized in 1993. And they're wearing the Marine Corps dress blue uniforms. I'm sure Kenny Style will take notice of them as they pass him down at the reviewing stand.
Ken Stiles is a director of the club, former director, a former chair for the St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Woodbridge. And this year he's vice chair. He'll be taking over the reins of chairman again next year. And one of the many street vendors that line the streets, the main street here in Woodbridge during our St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Oh, you got glitter.
The Central Jersey Leathernecks have marched with us for a number of years and always look fit and, as you would expect a Marine Corps unit to look.
No matter how old they get,
Yep.
or how injured they are, they still look great.
Welcome you once again. Charlie, here's a second high school, one of the 3 from Woodbridge Township. This is the John F. Kennedy High School Marching Band, the Island section of Woodbridge Township. And fortunately for them, their uniforms are the correct color for St. Patrick's Day Parade.
They went to Ireland a couple of years ago. It's good to you.
Actually, I think that they've marched in Ireland a couple of times. They were there a couple of years ago.
Very impressive program. What the leader's name is? George Wozicki? Is that him? I said Wozicki?
I believe so. Let's listen in.
They were organized in 1937 also, and they won numerous honors: VFW State Honor Guard, Best Appearing Color Guard, Memorial Day Parade 97, 98, 99.
They are followed by the Star Landing Post 2314 VFW, Carteret, New Jersey, the Senior Color Guard under the leadership of George Lazicki and Captain Fred Gager, a past commander. They are a VFW State Honor Guard. And there's one of our Cub Scout units. That's Pack 143 of Woodbridge, sponsored by the Elks on Galway Avenue here in Woodbridge. Mary Kozlauskas is the Scoutmaster, and again, it's just another tribute to the many volunteers who put their time and effort into making sure that the children of our township have a good experience. And there's the float that was sponsored by the Woodbridge Elks, number 2116.
And thanks to Scott's Towing for allowing them to use his vehicle, tow truck.
Okay, we're going to go to the street right now to Tom Henderson, who's going to be helping with the interview, and we'll be interviewing this year's Miss American Irish. Tom?
Thank you. I'm here with a cold but happy Miss American Irish this year, Miss Jamie Jascott, a freshman at Marlboro. Jamie, how are you enjoying your parade today?
It's a lovely day. A bit nippy, but it's the best day we could probably have.
Yeah, at least the rain's held out. Anything else you want to add about today's parade? Is this your first one? You were here last year, right?
Last year I was leading and waiting, and this year I'm Miss Irish America. It's an honor to be in this parade, and I just want everybody to remember our fellow kinsmen that we've lost.
Thank you. Now back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Tom and Jamie. Miss American Irish this year, that's Jamie Jascott. And we have another one of our pipes and drum band that's into view right now. These are the Friendly Sons of the Shillelagh Pipe Band. And let's listen in. There's one of our past Grand Marshals, Charlie. It's Willie Donovan. It's in view right now with the Brunswick Shamrock Club.
They were founded in 1973. One of Joe Kelly is also a past Grand Marshal, as well as Willie Donovan.
They've been marching with our parade, Charlie, since the mid-1970s, and of course, a very heartfelt welcome to the Brunswick Shamrock Club. We appreciate your support, and we're also proud to have Joe Kelly present, Willie Donovan not only marching, but as a member of our own organization.
How'd you get such a great spot in here? Nice and
We're followed by the Avenel Volunteer Fire Company number 1. They're currently in our view under the leadership of Chief Walter Hanks. And marching with them are the Avenel Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary. There's Bill Moran. A couple of the other volunteers, the Avenel Fire Department. I know that we're going to go to the street again. Tom Henderson, who's going to interview various American Irish Association members. Tom?
Yes, thank you. On my left is Mike McGovern, the American Irish Association's president. On my right is John Keaveney, the general parade chairman. Mike, once again, our parade is off and running, and we got off on time today. Tell us how you feel.
I feel great now that it's not raining. Yesterday we were at the Union County Parade and got soaking wet. At least this year we got nice weather. Sun could be better, but it's good.
Thank you. John, I know that the parade, the preparation for this parade starts sometime around September. Tell us what goes into getting a parade like this off the ground.
Well, first you have to get the committee going with my co-chairman, Ken Stiles. We have an outstanding committee this year. Everybody pulled together. We have a sell our 50-50, get everything going. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up today. It didn't rain. It's not too bad, a little nippy. But thanks everybody again. It's a long way to come for this parade. It looks like it's turning out good.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Mike. Back to you in the booth.
Thanks, Tom. And of course, with Tom was the association president, Mike McGovern, who's also the son of one of the co-founders of the American Irish Association of Woodbridge, and this year's parade chairman, John Keaveney, who, Charlie, maybe you can fill in some of our viewers, all the work, the time, the effort that goes into putting on this parade.
Well, the parade begins in September. Right after this parade, the next 2 weeks, we'll go over what we need to do to improve the parade, and then we start again in September. We have various committees for fundraising because it takes a lot of money, as you know, Jim, to put this parade on the street.
It's about, what, $10,000 a year that the town has to raise, Charlie?
12,000. It takes a great effort on all our members to do this. And so when it rains or the parade has problems like this, it's sort of disappointing because the crowds would be larger, the participants would be larger. But as it is today, even though the weather's not the greatest, we certainly do have a good audience out there and viewers and participants.
And we have one of our other motorcycle groups that have participated a number of times over the past years. This is the United Abate of New Jersey. They're a motorcycle riding rights group under the leadership of Gary Incombe. And they have some fancy green Irish top hats with a little extra noise.
The basement with this since 1985, and they've participated in other parades within the area of Union, Middlesex, and they do fundraisers for a lot of charitable organizations.
They're followed by the Avenel and Colonia Volunteer First Aid Squad. And in view right now is the Piscataway High School Air Force Junior. Nope, that can't be right. Gonna have to check our notes here. That's the Woodbridge Township High School Marching Barons. That's the third high school here in Woodbridge Township, right in Woodbridge proper, under the leadership of James Young. They marched in St. Patrick's Day Parade in Limerick, Ireland, in the past as well. Another handsome-looking group, and we welcome them. Of course, we want all three high schools to be present for the Woodbridge Township Parade.
They also have a large band, a lot of members, which is great. But you go to a lot of towns where they don't have as many participants in their parade program or band program, and as you can see, they are well represented.
And you know, the turnout is always really very big. Very fine turnout from the three high schools. And here's a special program in Woodbridge, and I'm actually statewide. That's the DARE program, Charlie. And, you know, they do a lot of work in the primary schools and in the middle schools to, to catch the kids early on and basically keep them off, keep them away, keep them even thinking about drugs. And Officer Rich Wizakowski and Detective McNamara are the two that coordinate the efforts here, the Woodbridge Township Police Department. As you can see, the turnout of parents and children, it's an important program. We salute the program because, Charlie, as we know, the effects of any kind of drugs on children can be devastating.
Oh, yeah. And a special thanks to Officer Jim Thorne, who really started this program in the township. And I see Officer Rossetti, who's a new DARE officer, almost daily at the schools, and he really has a big interest in these kids, and he's very, very good with them, as all the officers are that spend the time and try to teach these kids what's right and what's wrong.
You know, Charlie, it's nice to see the turnout, not only the kids, but look at all the parents. I mean, that's a real statement of their concern and their involvement. And, you know, when you think about it, when the parents are involved to that extent, that's really a big factor in making sure that kids stay on the right track. And they're having a lot of fun, it looks like to me.
School one just went by, maybe you have a school.
I see a number of them are carrying the Make Woodbridge Count since 2000.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that a number of our viewers have seen the advertisements on that on the television. So when it comes time to make Woodbridge count, I'm going to give a plug for the census to all of our viewers. Make sure you do that interview, turn the form in so Woodbridge gets the benefits that it deserves.
Absolutely. It definitely will help our schools. As you know, everything costs a lot of money, and by doing a true census, it will help Woodbridge.
Right. No reason to stay away from that census. No reason not to do it. And make sure you turn it in. Okay, we're going to go to Tom Henderson in the street again. He's interviewing our Grand Marshal and the Irish Person of the Year. Tom?
Thank you. I'm here with two well-deserved honorees. On my right is Frank Cameri, the Grand Marshal of this year's St. Patrick's Parade. On my left is Kathleen Kennelly, the Irish Person of the Year. We're having a little trouble with fire truck in the background. Frank, the weather held out for you. We didn't get sun, but at least we don't have rain. Congratulations on your honor.
Thank you, Tom. It was a beautiful day. I want to thank the Irish Association for giving me this great honor. I'm in the company of a lot of fine men and women now. I would hope that all of you good people would pray for peace in Ireland and a fair and a just peace at that. Thank you all for being a part of this. I can only say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Kathleen, I know this is a well-deserved honor for you and a very special honor for you. How do you feel today?
Oh, I'm just so delighted. This has been a wonderful, wonderful day, and it's a great day to be Irish.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Thank you. And
Tom, thank you once again. And of course, with Tom was this year's Grand Marshal, Frank Murray, and the Irish Person of the Year, Kathleen Kennelly, both members of the American Irish Association of Woodbridge Township, who sponsors this parade. And Charlie, I know that you feel the same way. I can't think of two people that are more deserving than Frank and Kathleen for all of the effort that they put forth, not only in the club, but all the other things that they do by way of community activity and community service. And we congratulate them and salute them. We have another one of our marching bands, the pipe and drum corps.
This is Richmond County Pipes and Drums, Staten Island.
And Charlie, they've been an active participant in our parade year after year, and we'd like to welcome them again. They are followed by the Woodbridge Fire Company, I believe this is.
Yes, it is the Woodbridge Fire Company, organized in 1897, and the leader is John Scarper, who's the chief.
And as we said before, they were preceded by the Richmond County Pipes and Drums, and boy, are those engines decked out with
It also is the start of our
green
fourth division.
carnations.
Start of our fourth division.
And when you say fourth division, Charlie, we have the parade generally has how many divisions in all?
Well, there's an honor division and then 6, so there's 7 divisions in this year's parade. In previous years, we could have gone to a 7th division, but this year it's 6.
And we'd once again like to give a little plug to our host for Channel 35. This I would call it an Irish-like afternoon. It's not raining. It's a little overcast, a little chilly, but we're broadcasting here from the Main Street Coffee House. The proprietor is Steve Kovach, and it was voted the best coffee house in 1999 in Central Jersey by the Home News Tribune. And I got to tell you, the coffee is terrific. If you haven't been here,
Come on down.
get here. Good coffee, good pastry, and
You know, another thing they don't know, Jim, with the coffee house here, he also hosts project graduation for Woodbridge High School, and he does things like this that no one knows about. But I think we should support all our merchants, in particular the Main Street.
right. And again, we talk about community activities. You know, there are some businessmen in town that know the importance of giving back to the community, and Steve Kovach is one of them. So keep that in mind when you're strolling around Main Street and you're a little chilly or you just need a little shot of caffeine. This is the place to be. Plus, Steve, it's nice and warm for us, so thanks.
It's starting to get windy out there. This is the Woodbridge Township Ambulance and Rescue Squad.
Charlie, while we have a little time here, you know, it's kind of crazy running a parade. And there are changes that come up along the way. And we have a radio club that helps us here year after year.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
And it's the Woodbridge Radio Club. You know, sometimes we have a group that doesn't show up. There may be a change in the lineup. Whether or not our viewers know it, we basically have to work off a schedule here. And if something is out of whack or a group doesn't show up, it's the Woodbridge Radio Club that lets us know, and we appreciate their efforts. We have one of our Boy Scout groups.
Up Pack 31.
And here comes a little brownie troop into view. There's some participants along the line of march here that, although it's a little chilly, their spirits don't seem to be dampened in any way whatsoever.
This is the 487, Jim. Troop 487, Tri-Town Girl Scouts. Daisy, Brownies, and Junior Girl Scouts.
And they have their special St. Patrick's Day parade banner and a happy looking crew.
And the leader of that group is Melissa Neary.
And again, they seem to be having a good time. I see a lot of smiling faces there.
Actually, there's various groups. There's 487, 1665, 1757, 488, 907 and 249.
Yeah, they're a group of Girl Scouts and sub-teen units, brownies that are marching together. We'd like to welcome you. Look at those special St. Patrick's Day sweatshirts, it looks like. Charlie, there's another one of the first aid squads that are following this particular Girl Scout brownie group, St. John's First Aid Squad. I believe are from the Ford section, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie, of Woodbridge Township. Ford's being one of the many sections of Woodbridge. We do this every year. We might as well do it this year. Let's see if we can name them all. We have Woodbridge proper,
Colonia,
Island,
Avenel,
Port Reading,
Sewar,
Oakland.
Caseby,
Okay, what are you missing here? Ford's.
Island,
I think that
Menlo Park.
Menlo Park Terrace, which is considered, I
That's
think
9, right?
that's it.
There's 9 anyway.
If we missed anybody, our apologies. We don't mean to offend anybody. We have another one of our ROTC units that are in view right now, Charlie.
Irvington.
It's the Army Color Guard and Drill Team from Irvington High School, Irvington, New Jersey. They participated with us again a number of years. We'd like to welcome you back. They're ranked in the top Army programs in the state of New Jersey and the nation. They are still league champs at Seton Hall, and they compete at the 2nd Brigade drill competition year after year. And every year is the Fred Lahote's Ragtimers.
Ragtimers. They were organized in 1968.
And let's listen in. They're followed by the Knights of Columbus group.
4th degree, Woodbridge Council.
And Woodbridge Township, right up here on the corner of Amboy Avenue and Main Street, right across from the Rio Diner. Always a good turnout.
And behind them are the Knights from other organizations from the township. There's 6 KSC units in Woodbridge. And the people behind them are members from the various KSCs.
Now we have the Crosstown Girl Scouts that are in view, Delaware Raritan Girl Scout Council under the leadership of Kelly LaPenta. And my, oh my, oh my, look at them all dressed up for St. Patrick's Day in their yellow trefoil shamrocks. Right, Charlie?
That's right, I learned something today. I'll forget it tomorrow, though.
I'll remind you. And again, the happy faces. We have the Girl Scout Council and Brownie Troop 1579 of Woodbridge. And a whole slew of Girl Scout Brownie troops that are marching. We're going to go to Tom Henderson in the street again, and he has some people, some councilmen present with him. Tom?
Yes, thank you. I'm here with 2 of Woodbridge council members. On my right is Pat Osborne, council president. On my left is Jimmy Carroll, councilman at large. Pat, although it's not sunny, we held out on the rain, and we have another parade going on. Tell us how you feel about today's parade.
Well, the luck of the Irish held once again. The weather's terrific. It may be a little breezy, but the kids are having a great time. The audience is looking great. There were a lot of people out today, whether it's the Brownies, DARE, Project DARE, or the high school bands. They just put a little extra step for a fine parade here in Woodbridge Township.
Thank you, Pat. Jimmy, you've been involved with our parade for quite a number of years now, haven't you?
Oh yes, I always look forward to the St. Patrick's Day parade here in Woodbridge. I have an Irish ancestry and grew up in Jersey City, where the Irish and the St. Patrick's Day parade were always a big occasion. I always look forward to this, and it's just a great day for everyone here who's Irish and those people that are out joining with us today. It's just a great day.
Thank you very much. We're always happy to have such tremendous people joining us on our parade. Thank you. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Tom. And of course, with Tom was two of our at-large council representatives. This year's council president, Pat Osborne, and Jimmy Carroll. Jimmy Carroll and Pat, along with Carol Ehrlich and Brenda Velasco, are our at-large representatives. And along with Jim McGreevy, they had a resounding victory this past election year. And obviously, their spirits were not dampened in the least by the weather.
This is pipes and drums from the Jersey Shore, just passing by.
And we have another one of our, this is the Union County Irish American Association, Charlie, and they always have a tremendous turnout for our parade here, St. Patrick's Day. Beautiful sashes and the Irish tricolor flag held by each of the parade marchers under the leadership of Barbara Mahan, Vice President Bob Martin, Treasurer Tom Kelly, Secretary Barbara Kelly. We'd like to welcome all of you and thank you again for your support. It's a fine-looking group.
They had their parade yesterday, Jim. As you know, the weather was pretty bad, but they still did it. It was great.
We had a little bit more luck here today with our weather. Thunderstorms in March, Charlie. That's what they had yesterday. Hard to believe. And view right now is Therapet Inc. They were founded in 1989. Their owner and pet volunteers, they go to nursing homes. They bring pets into the nursing homes, and actually they've done a number of studies that indicate that elderly or shut-ins or senior citizens that suffer from loneliness or some disabilities, actually the exposure to pets does marvelous.
Very comforting because they don't see animals, you know, in that surrounding, and it's great therapy.
So we welcome you.
They were organized in 1989, and the leader of that organization is Gail Reagan.
And in view right now are the St. James Wildcats. There are cheerleaders from St. James Catholic Grammar School, which is right up here on Main Street and Amboy Avenue, across from the Knights of Columbus, under the leadership of Lori Marciniak, Christy Haug,
Laura Howard and Christine Conquest. Is that right?
It looks right to me. And to the participants, when we're saying your names, just bear in mind that we're working off the questionnaires that are submitted, and sometimes we have a little trouble working through the writing. There's our councilman, Kevin Wirtz, who's our council vice president, who's also a volunteer fireman with the Island Fire Company. And again, Kevin is active not only as a representative on the council from the 4th Ward, which is the Island section, but active in community service activities, being a member of the First Aid Squad in Island. With them is the Chief, Glenn Schaefer. They were the first fire company in Woodbridge to start the Fire Explorers, Charlie, which is a group, I believe, of youth that actually
And hopefully that they build up into being firefighters,
volunteer.
which we'll need. And they were founded in 1922. I guess that's the oldest fire company in the township. Right? Was Kevin the first fireman that they had in 1922?
I don't know. We'll have to check with that. And in view right now, I believe is a new group. This is the Facin' Reality Auto Club. They were organized in January of 1996. It's a car club. Leader's Richard Walker. They're active in community activities, buddy ball, toy drives, food drives, etc.
That Buddy Ball is a great program for these kids that are less fortunate, that can't participate in regular leagues, so they form Buddy Ball.
So again, you know, there's a mutual interest in cars, but yet they're doing community activities and helping kids out.
Yeah, John Eberhardt's doing a great job with that, as you know. I mean, he's out there with these kids trying to make them. In fact, I think
John Eberhardt.
Next week there's a tournament.
Okay, John Eberhardt is our recreation director here in town, for those viewers that don't know that. Coming into view right now are the Ford's Fire Company. From the Ford section of Woodbridge Township. Again, a fine looking group, looking very professional in their blue uniforms and appropriately decked out with green carnations for St. Patrick's Day. We'd like to welcome all of you. A fine turnout for the Ford's group. Charlie and I just fortunately have been served up with a cup of steaming hot coffee, delicious coffee by Steve Kovach here. And wow, this is great.
This is really good. This is a great vantage point too. I mean, if you had to get in and out of that truck, maybe next year he'll do this again. What do you think? A little persuasion?
Well, we're sure hoping. I figure if we keep with the compliments, Charlie, that next year we'll be here as well. No, we won't care if it snows or rains or hails or sleets.
Yeah, this is winding down the.
It's all true, by the way. All our compliments are absolutely accurate.
This is winding down the 5th division, and we have one more division to go.
This is the 4+2 musical group that's in view right now, Charlie. They don't march. That's what their questionnaire says. They ride and they play. Here's the Facin' Reality Auto Club banner.
And we should give a plug for our organization. If anybody's interested in joining the Irish Association, you can contact Jim Durick or myself, Charlie Shaughnessy. We're both listed in the phone book. So if you're interested, give us a call. We're always looking for a few more members to help our organization do things like this. We're also involved with the Veterans Home. We have a lot of charitable things we do, food for the needy. We also have bus trips.
St. Patrick's Day dance.
Patrick's Day dance, cocktail party. We do numerous things, both to have fun, meet new friends, and it's
Celebrate being Irish.
and it's an organization. You can have men, women, or children. You can come to any meeting, which is the second Friday of every month, from September to June. And
By the way, and it's not limited to members of Irish ancestry. We have social members. I remember we had Heinz, who was from Germany with his German accent. So the idea is to get together.
Mike DeMarco,
Right.
Harry McLeish, we had a few over the years.
Charlie, I believe this is the Army Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps from Union High School. And they typically have 100 to 120 members that are marching. They're in dress blue.
So we're going to count.
Drill team. And again, a fine looking group. We'd like to welcome you.
And the leader is Lieutenant Tui, who's a great man. I met him, and he's really dedicated to these kids. And as you can see, the discipline.
Very fine precision marching unit. Charlie. They're followed by the Colonia Volunteer Hook and Ladder Fire Company.
That's our town.
That's our section of Woodbridge.
They were founded in 1942, and the chief, you pronounce this chief, John Melisipo.
Melisipo.
I know through the years we had Higgins and Sheehan and
And again,
others, but
these are all volunteers. We salute you. And on behalf of the entire Woodbridge community, Charlie and I live here, we thank you. All the firemen and women who march, all the first aid participants who march, all the parents who participate in DARE, the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, a heartfelt thanks from Channel 35 on behalf of the entire Woodbridge community. It's our chance to salute you. And of course, everything's appropriately decked out. Everything and every person appropriately decked out in green.
somebody just came in, Jim, and said that it's getting colder.
I wouldn't know.
I know, it's
How about
fine
you?
in here with the coffee and being inside, so. But they're still smiling out there.
They're still smiling out there. There's still a number of people along the line of march.
Wasn't it Mooney, he sang A Lady in Knock this morning? It was fantastic.
Yep. Charlie's referring to a gentleman at this morning's ceremony at Town Hall, a gentleman by the name of Jim Mooney, who sang Our Lady of Knock, which is a beautiful but somewhat difficult Irish song, and he did a terrific job. Say over the years, Charlie, that Mayor McGreevy has put together quite a program. Ed Lynch for the Lawyers for Peace in Ireland. Reverend Cashman is always present. Tom Giblin, the State Democratic Chairman.
Jim,
Quite an event.
now we got the Denellen. This is the 6th Division, Denellen High School Destroyer Marching Band. This is the first time they've been on parade, and they look pretty snappy.
And they will be performing at the Epcot Center in Disney World on April 8th. Well, I'm sure you guys are going to have a little change in the weather down there. And not to be remiss, we missed the Colonia First Aid Squad. They were right behind the Colonia Fire Department, and we wanted to make sure they got mentioned as well. And there's a, looks like a leprechaun to me.
Before them is that local 595 honor guard just passed.
Region 9 Local 595 Honor Guard under the leadership of James Mayone. And my, look at the ears on that leprechaun.
Ross Perot.
It's the Hope Lawn Ambulance Company. There's UAW Local 595 of Linden, New Jersey, again. Oh, and here's someone that's getting, looks like she's getting just a wee bit sleepy. And there's somebody who's out already. In view right now are the Wallkill Valley Memorial Post 8441 VFW, or Color Guard Unit, Veterans of Foreign War, from Vernon, New Jersey, under the leadership of Dan Brown.
They were organized in 1966. They won many awards.
And they are followed by the Garden State Chevelles, an antique vehicle car club. A couple of those. Well, we have a moment here. We'd like to thank Channel 35's crew. They, year in year, it just gets better and better. The traffic crew, the bucket truck, the maintenance crew, Frank Geiger, Chris Mertz, James Russo Jr., on camera, Bruno Martins, Nick Primiano, Paul Carmazon, audio, Joe Maspari, talent coordinator, Joanne Bulla, floor manager, Aaron Zerpolo, who's sitting right here at the table with us, technical director, Gina Forbes, and the director, Lee Beckerman.
Always do a great job. Always.
So as we wind down here, again, a special thanks to the Channel 35 crew. We always have a good time with them, and like I said, every year it gets better and better. Coffee, warmth, pastry.
Is this the group, the girls next door? I can't see.
Okay, this is the conclusion of the parade. Thank you once again. We hope you've enjoyed the parade, and thanks again, Woodbridge Main Street Coffee House, Channel 35, all the participants, and we hope to see you again next year. A salute to the Irish American Association
Standing
and
out
all the
front there.
Marshals.